صلى الله وسلم عليك يا رسول الله وعلى أهل بيتك المظلومين صلى الله عليك يا أبا عبد الله يا رحمة الله الواسعة وباب نجاة الأمة لعن الله الظالمين لكم من الأولين والآخرين ما خاب والله من تمسك بكم وأمنا من لجأ إليكم فيا ليتنا كنا معكم سيدي فنفوز فوزا عظيما. ليلة مصيبة. As I mentioned earlier, this night is a night of Qayamat in the house of Zahra alayha salam. When we recite the masa'ib of these nights, we mention incidents that may not seem acceptable to your mind at first, but nothing related to Hussein should be considered so until you have given it more thought. In Islam, we know, for example, that those who pass away continue to exist in this world, and that someone who attains a very high spiritual status, someone who has the ma'rifah to have consciousness of that other world, can interact and see those who have passed away in the other world. And sometimes those who go through severe grief and shock as well, that world opens up to them. So when you hear on Sham-e Ghariba that Ummul Masa'ib Zainab saw her father Ali bin Abi Talib, it should not surprise you. And likewise, there are many riwayat that mention Zahra alayha salam manifesting her presence in Karbala. Sometimes her voice is heard crying, and sometimes a lady in hijab is seen crying on the land of Karbala. The history of Hussein goes back to the creation of time itself. There is no Nabi who did not cry for Hussein. Adam and Nuh cried for Hussein. Ibrahim and Ismail wept for Hussein. Musa and Isa cried for Hussein and cursed his killers. The Arbab of Azza say that when Fatima alayhi salam was carrying Hussein in her womb, one day she came crying to her father, Rasulullah. She said, Ya Abata, when I sit alone, this child speaks to me. What is it he says to you, O Fatima? She would weep and say, Abata, I can hear him saying, Anal Ghareeb. And Rasulullah would console her, O Fatima. She would come another day and say, Ya Abata, this child is still crying and saying, Anal Madloom. And the Rawi says that on the third day when Fatima came, she could not control herself. She said, Baba, this child is now saying to me, Anal Atshan. When Hussein was born and Jibreel came and recited the first majlis to Rasulullah and said, Oh Ahmad, your ummah will kill this child. And Rasulullah cried for Hussein. And then Rasulullah recited the majlis to Ali and Fatima. And Fatima asked her father, Zahra alayhi salam asked and said, Ya Abata, when this happens, will you be there? No, I will not be there, O Fatima. Will Abul Hassan be there? No, Ali will not be there, O Fatima. Then she said, Abata, I am the mother, will I be there when my Hussein becomes Shaheed? No, O Fatima, you will not be there. Then his brother Hassan should be there. No, O Fatima, Hassan will not be there, Hussein will be alone. So she asked only one question. She said, Ya Rasulullah, then who will cry for my Hussein? Who will cry for my Hussein? And Rasulullah assured her, O Fatima, Allah will raise a qawm. Their men will cry for Hussein and the men of Hussein. Their women will cry for the women of Hussein. Their children will cry for the children of Hussein. But this pleased Fatima so much. She said to Rasulullah, I will not enter Jannah until I take every one of them with me on the Day of Judgment. But from that day onward, Hussein had a special place for Fatima in Fatima's heart. Fatima loved all her children equally. But there was something she noticed about Hussein. One of the things she noticed about Imam al-Hussein from the time he was a child is that he was always thirsty. Hussein always asked for water, and Fatima always kept water handy. When the house of Fatima was burnt and the ribs of Fatima were crushed, and Fatima had cried for 6 months to her father, Subbat alayya masa'ibun law subbat alal ayami sirna layaliya. Baba, such masa'ib have befallen me after you that if they fell on a bright day, it would turn into a dark night. And when people had come to Ali and said, Oh Ali, tell Fatima either to cry in the morning or to cry at night. And Ali had built a house outside Medina for her, and Fatima used to hold Hassan and Hussein and go out to this Baytul Huzn and sit and weep for her father. Hussein from that age was watching. He was only 5 or 6 years old, but he was watching his mother cry for his Jad. There came a time when Fatima was leaving this world. And she said to Asma that I am entering this room, and as long as you can hear tasbih and tahleel, do not come into this room. But the Arbab of Azhar said that before Fatima went into the room, she filled all the pitchers of water in the house. And when she was asked, Oh Fatima, why are you doing this? She said, my Hussein is always thirsty. I do not want Hussein to ask for water when I am no longer in this world. You can see the concern of Fatima. And when she passed away, we are told that Hassan and Hussein came at home. And when they were told she had left a wasiyah that feed the children before they come into the room, they refused and said, we will not eat anything until we see our mother. When they went into the room and they saw that their mother had passed away, it was Hassan and Hussein who ran into Masjid Nabawi to call their father Ali and say, Baba, our mother has passed away. This is Hussein now seeing and the trauma that he goes through. Amir al-Mu'mineen says, I gave kafan and ghusl to Fatima. Then I placed her body in a room. Then I called all the children and said, Oh Hassan and oh Hussein, oh Zainab and Kulthum, come for wida. Come for the last wida of your mother, for after this you will not see her again. Or the children came into the room. They saw a body lying in the bed with kafan. Hussein did not come to Fatima. He stood in the corner of the room. He kept waiting as if thinking his mother will call him. Amir al-Mu'mineen says, by Allah, the hands of Fatima came out of the kafan as if saying, come, O my Hussein, come say wida to your mother. If Maryam's hand came out for Isa, why will not Fatima's hand come out for Hussein? Hussein bade farewell to his mother. He led all his life in Medina. Hussein kept going for the ziyarah of his mother. When Hussein left Medina, he went to the grave of his mother for the last time. He did wida to Zahra and wept, Amma, Hussein will not come for ziyarat again. Hussein will not return to Medina. It was as if a voice called out to him and said, go, O Hussein, wherever you go, I will come with you. But I have recited this masa'ib to you and said to you that when this qafila came to Karbala on the 2nd of Muharram, and Zainab alayhi salam did not want to stop in Karbala, she called her brother Hussein and said, "Oh, ya akhi Hussein, can we not move away from this place?" And Hussein asked why. She said, "Kad adkhalani hawlan azima." Oh, my brother Hussein, there is something that has entered my heart that causes me great anxiety. What is it, oh Zainab, that causes you anxiety? She said, "Can you not hear, my brother Hussein? There is a voice of a lady crying. It sounds like a mother crying for her child. Someone is calling out and calling, wa walada, wa gurbata." Hussein consoled his sister Zainab. "Zainab, this is our mother Zahra crying for me." But the night of Ashura came. When the night of Ashura came, Hilal bin Nafi says, when the Ashab and Ansar were praying, Raki'an and Sajidan, Hussein alayhi salam began going out towards the Maidan. I began following him. As Hussein went out into the Maidan, he heard someone walking behind him. He turned back, he saw Hilal. He said, "Hilal, why are you following me?" Hilal said, "Mawla, I saw you going out alone. I thought I should not leave you alone. I thought I should follow you in case any harm comes to you." When Hussein saw this, he said, "Come with me, Hilal, come with me." He took Hilal with him. He took him to one place. He said, "Oh Hilal, look, this is the place where they will trample the body of my Qasim." Hussein cried at that place. Hilal went with Hussein to the next place. He went to another place. He said, "Oh Hilal, look, this is where the spear will hit the chest of my Aliunil Akbar." Hilal cried there. He went again to another place. He said, "Oh Hilal, this is where they will sever the arms of my Abbas." Then Hussein went to one place. He said, "Oh Hilal, this is where they will slaughter my child, my baby Aliunil Asghar." Then he came to one place and Imam al-Hussein was talking to Hilal, but Hilal was not paying any attention to him. When Hussein noticed that Hilal is not listening, he turned to him and said, Hilal, I'm speaking to you, but you do not listen to me." Hilal says, Mawla, I am trying to listen to you, but there is another voice I can hear in this area." "What is it you hear, Hilal?" He says, "I can hear a lady crying. I can hear someone saying, Wa Husaina, Wa Mazluma, Aba Abdullah." "Oh Hilal, this is my mother Zahra crying for me. This is Zahra who will cry all night, crying for Hussein. Alas, when the sun rises the next day and when Hussein falls from his horse, it is Zahra who will be waiting for Hussein. This is the night that the children sleep with their fathers. Tomorrow there will no more be their fathers to sleep with." Sakina Bibi, she, the youngest daughter of Hussein, she had a habit that when she slept at night, she slept on the chest of her father Hussein. This is the night that Sakina sleeps on the chest of Hussein for the last time. Tomorrow there will be no chest to sleep on. When Hussein is leaving and bidding farewell to her, she will say to her Baba Hussein, "Baba, when night falls, I will come looking for you again in the Maidan. नींद आएगी जब आपकी बू पाऊंगी बाबा, मैं रात को मक्तल में चली आऊंगी बाबा." शेह बोले कि सैदानियाँ निकलती नहीं बाहर, छाती पे सुलाएगी तुमको मादर। वो बोली, फिर कहाँ सोएंगे असगर?" शेह बोले कि बस जिद न करो सदके में तुम पर, शब होएगी और दश्त में हम होएंगे बीबी, असगर मेरे साथ आज वही सोएंगे बीबी। हाय Sakina, she had seen how Hussein had dealt with Hamida, the daughter of Muslim. When Sham-e-Ghariba came, Sakina kept looking for the chest of her father and could not find it. The next time Sakina saw Hussein, it was in the prison of Sham when the head of Hussein was given to her. But Sakina sat with the sar of her Baba and cried, "Baba, man aitamani fi sighari sinni, Baba who made me yateen at such a young age. Baba, man qata'a waridak, Baba who separated your head from your body. Baba, Shimr kept whipping me and slapping me. I kept calling out for Ammu Abbas. Ammu Abbas never came to help. Baba, I kept looking for you every night," and crying for her Baba. Sakina Bibi left this world. ألا لعنة الله على القوم الظالمين وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. ماتم حسين يا حسين.